Hi, I'm Zahra, and this is my high vibrational, cruelty-free, third eye-opening morning routine. I usually wake up at around 4:44 a.m. I don't need an alarm, of course. My body can just sense the power of the fours and wakes me up. I cleanse my skin with alkalized water infused with rose quartz to make my skin glow as soon as I wake up. I then begin my day with a glass of water. And just a few amethyst crystals. It's a bit of an expensive part of my morning routine just because I go through so many crystals, but it really gets my metabolism going, so it's worth it. I then sit cross-legged on the ground, without a cushion of course, so that I'm closer to the earth. Then I just sit with my eyes open until they dry out and I enter a space of deep pain meditation. This really helps me to truly connect into my body and the vibration of the planet. Then, of course, I journal. Nothing too crazy. I just write out every single dream I had in excruciating detail to see if I was given any important messages throughout the night. Then I list out every single thing I'm grateful for. This usually takes around 2 hours, so by the time I'm done, the sun is well and truly up. This often makes me so happy that I just stand with my arms in the air for 10 minutes while staring directly into the sun. I guess this is another form of pain meditation. It doesn't matter that I can't see for a while afterwards, because I just feel really connected to the universe, you know? And that's my morning routine. I don't have a job because the universe supports me, so after I'm done, I usually just wander around my house until I feel inspired to do something. Okay. I'm Zahra, and this is my channel dedicated to the inner and outer growth of both me and you on all levels, and this is my honest morning routine. I usually wake up between 5 and 6:30, depending on how late I set my alarm, how much I have to do, or much more likely, how many times I hit snooze. So each day can start a little differently. First things first, I go to the bathroom. I then wash my face, get the gunk out, and slowly start to wake up. I always drink a big glass of water as soon as I can to get my digestion and metabolism started, and recently I've started taking supplements again. These ones are packed full of all kinds of vegetables, fruits, vitamins, and minerals. I like to begin to wake my mind up in one of two ways. I either journal for around 5 to 10 minutes, writing 3 things I'm grateful for, my intentions for the day, or what I feel would make my day great. And then I choose 1 to 3 cards from this deck and make an affirmation from the words or words that I receive. Something I can bring attention to or be aware of throughout my day. For example, sometimes I'll just get the word joy, and the affirmation I'll make is, I am joyful. And sometimes it's a little bit more in depth, and I may get a word like giving, and the affirmation that I create can be something like, I give openly and lovingly to myself and others. I also usually write in my bullet journal. I just list the things I need to get done and my appointments, events, or reminders that I need to remember. I also go back and look at my previous daily logs and see if there's any things that I didn't end up doing that I could do now, or I cross off things that I did get done. Basically just reevaluate things and see what needs to be done next. Or I begin waking my brain up with learning Italian using Duolingo. I do this for around 10 to 15 minutes. Sei come tua mamma. Scrivo il cognome della mia famiglia. Lei è come sua mamma. Lei è come sua mamma. This wakes my brain up in an amazing way. I get excited to see how much I'm learning and retaining, and I get excited at the thought of using these new skills in Italy next year. I don't mind which of these practices I do first because they both bring me so much joy and value. If I do Italian first, I do my best to put my phone away as soon as I'm done instead of being sucked into the social media vortex right away. Not always successful at this, but I do try. And instead, I choose to move on to something more constructive. I make our bed if I haven't already and do a quick tidy up. This helps set the tone of the day for productivity instead of laziness. Plus, I just always feel better mentally and emotionally when I'm in a tidy space. Side note, I do live with my boyfriend, but he starts work at 5:30 a.m, so he's often already gone or just leaving when I get up. I then typically get on my computer or phone for between 1 and 2.5 hours to work in some form or do things that I need to get done. This can range from editing videos, planning videos, editing photos, writing emails for my email list, doing research for YouTube, or I could be looking at flights to Italy, listening to awesome music, or watching some of my favorite YouTubers' new videos. It depends on the day, really. I've recently started doing a 15 to 30 minute yoga session in the morning as well. Right now I'm doing yoga with Adrian's 30 days of yoga, which is wonderful. It always feels good to move my body, sweat a little, get my blood flowing, and follow it up with a cold or cool shower. And even if I don't have the time or energy to do a complete session, I like to at least stretch my body for a few minutes and loosen up as much as I can. And sometimes I don't do either of those things. Then, honestly, I usually kick into rush mode because I've enjoyed my mornings so much that I'm running out of time before work. So I get dressed, get ready, get my lunch and snacks ready for the day, and make some breakfast. Sometimes it's fruit with yummy granola or porridge, and sometimes it's toast with eggs or baked beans, or if I'm feeling fancy, I'll add some asparagus, mushroom, wilted spinach, tomatoes. Basically, I just find whatever I can to make into something delicious. While I eat breakfast, I often watch a YouTube video or something on Netflix. I'm hesitant to admit this because it's not exactly mindful or spiritual or third eye opening, but it's the truth. After I'm done, I brush my teeth and head off to work. I really enjoy my current morning routine. It's not ideal, it's 100% going to change and evolve over time, and there are parts of it that I want to begin shifting and growing out of, but it is what it is. It fits my current life, and I'm trying to learn to live without criticizing myself constantly. And a part of that is not feeling guilty when I don't do yoga, or I wake up late, or I don't make a fancy breakfast, or I watch Netflix instead of a TED Talk, or instead of watching nothing. And of course I want to get to the point where those sorts of things aren't habits, where I don't have a need or craving for technology or for entertainment or distraction. But I guess I'm not there yet, and that's okay. I'm going to continue to learn and grow and love myself unconditionally throughout this process, because life isn't perfect. Every day can't and shouldn't look like it jumped out of a magazine cover or lifestyle video. I love creating my healthy, mindful routines and habits, but sometimes I also really love a good old Netflix episode, or sleeping in a little bit longer, or eating a super basic, borderline nutritious meal. And I love that. I love that I'm learning to grow out of my guilty, shameful, destructive thought patterns and learning to love myself no matter what.